Undefeated IBF heavyweight world champion Anthony Joshua will defend his title against former reigning unified heavyweight champion Wladimir Klitschko. The fight takes place Saturday, April 29th. It's in London at Wembley Stadium, and there will be a crowd of over 80,000 people, and it'll be broadcast live worldwide. Both gentlemen were here in New York City at Madison Square Garden to promote the fight, so let's go to the press conference.
The fight will be in London at the Wembley Stadium, a home game for you. How is this an advantage for you?
When I first started boxing, I used to try and shut down people's energy, because when we used to watch Tyson, he'll come in, screw face him, and then I realised that as the crowds got bigger, we used too much energy trying to block everyone out. So that 90,000 people, it's all energy, right? You connect off with energy. So when they're shouting, cheering on, it's just a ring walk. In that 2 minutes can pump you up and build you up. I'm not shying away from it. So that's what I think will be a massive impact, is being in Great Britain, where I was born, raised, and having so many people there hopefully to support me will do me the world of justice. That energy, that wave of energy pumping towards me should be class.
Joshua, fight height. You talked about quality of self, finding self. What qualities of yourself do you think have carried you this far in boxing?
I'm a product of my father, for sure. Very hard working, and massive potential. It's easy to get distracted, so I see the rules of discipline, how important it is. You can achieve so much, but it's just about discipline, so I stayed disciplined and true to my craft. And as I said, I look at what's kind of got me here, and that's just being true to myself. If I wasn't built for this, I wouldn't do it. No one's got a gun to my head telling me I have to be here. I want to be here. And that's what it is. It's just being very disciplined on my craft and just being true to myself and knowing if this is for me, I'm going to do it 100%. And if not, I'd rather not waste anyone's time. You know what I'm saying? So they're the two things for me.
You mentioned 2016 as some of the things you did, not bringing those into 2017.
Yeah.
How has that raised up the level of your competitiveness, of your aggressiveness inside of the ring?
Yeah. Simplicity. Things that things that I found hard and I made complicated, then I should find easy. Like when I'm thinking about certain strategies of how to box and slip, it's like, why did I make it so complicated? But you have to learn, isn't it? And I spent a year working on things. So when I come into this year, I know, like for instance, if I'm doing a mile run or 10-minute run, I need to do 20 minutes. So I just need to up the ante a bit to get that little bit more venom when it comes to fighting.
Why do you say you're going to face the best Wladimir Klitschko?
Because of a loss.
He's been out for a year, more than a year, and he's coming off a loss to Tyson.
If you're asking, because I can only answer from my perspective, if I took a loss and had a year off, number one, you get to look within yourself. And in that year, you either say to yourself, you know what, I've had a year off, can't be bothered with this. Or you say, I've had a year off, and when I get back, I'm going to make the world know that was just a complete fluke. And this is what I'm going to get right. So if that was me and I took a loss, that's how I'd approach it. And I'm just speaking from how I would be in that position. That's why I think that he's got that fire back, which is good because it should be a good fight.
Joshua, 18 fights, world title.
Yeah.
Give me your reaction when you heard the name Wladimir Klitschko on a contract.
Let's go. It's a fight. 3 years ago I said I'll fight Klitschko or Fury. 3 years ago. So now we're here. It's just something that I already saw. So I was like, okay, cool. And one thing I always know with my coach, because when I started boxing, I was rushed. Like, it was 3 years since I had my first fight to Olympics, then 3 years since like pro to champion. So he always like guided me in the sense of, you know what, son? That's not a good fight for you right now. You need as many learning fights as possible. So when he's like, let's rock and roll, I say, cool. You know, you're Cody when they say, let's do it. And you look at him and he's like, you're older, and you say, cool. That's how I see my coach. He knows what he's doing.
Do you think Wladimir still views you as that sparring partner? Just the way that he talks to you and the way that he kind of even...
Yeah. You have to listen. You have to listen to what someone says, and I'm not going to be like, no. But yeah, he does. But that's no problem. It's good. It's how he feels. So yeah.
Does that bother you at all, the fact that he kind of...
No.
My question to you is, you've been catapulted overnight into this, the mainstream guy in the division. Elaborate a little bit. You say that mentally, you got to prepare. A lot of guys would fold under pressure. Obviously, so we saw with Tyson Fury. How is it different for you? Do you see it any differently now that all eyes are on you? You're the guy that's supposed to carry the division into the future.
Yeah, well, it's good.
Different.
No, it's good. I like the way you're saying it as well, the division. It's not just about me. I think maybe the reason why they can really use me and push me, because I say, let's bring boxing up as a whole, because everyone eats. You get more interviews, I get more publicity, then I bring boxing, you meet more fighters. So it's good for boxing in whole. So maybe that's why they can use me, and it's no problem. I wouldn't have this pressure if I couldn't deal with it.
My question is, there's a heavyweight champion. When one guy seems to carry boxing,
Yeah.
it's back.
Yeah.
Now, everyone has their own personality. Mayweather had his style. What do you feel that you, what do you
haven't found
as a legacy?
okay.
What do you think you're going to be following as?
Grassroots is 99.9% of the people. The elite class is probably 1%. Yeah, we're talking 90,000. Yeah, you're talking, I could be here talking about money and I'm this and I'm that, but I'm about my roots, man. There's a lot more people that need me to the people that I want to be around that don't really need me, because they're like, if it comes a time when you become so successful, you don't want to be around people. Stay away. I don't want to talk to no one, but I'm not like that. I'd rather just be like, that's what I want to leave as my legacy. I'll walk down, the ghettoest of the ghetto place, and if these people are welcoming to me, I open my arms to them. And that's just how I am, and that's what it is. Staying true to yourself and connecting with the people.
Vladimir's been knocked out 3 times now by journeyman. It's been a long time since he's been knocked out.
Yeah.
It's not like your chin improves overnight. Do you see that as something that you can really capitalize on with your power?
More smarts, man. Power. Every heavyweight's got knockouts. Every heavyweight can punch. I've got to be smart. The smarter I am, the easier it will be. So the power's good. If you're smart enough and you can land these power shots, it'll be good fun for sure.
Do you think about that, or do you kind of write it off because it happened so long ago?
Write it off, yeah, write it off.
You think his chin is better?
I don't know. He ain't fought me, so I don't know.
How would you describe the sparring sessions?
Technical. I'm not them sparring stories, man. He's a good fighter. He's been champion. He's a good fighter, elite fighter.
How friendly were you guys in sparring camp?
What's interesting is that we ain't got to be here and, as I said, flipping tables.
Yeah.
When I started boxing, I looked at Tyson and I liked that the man seemed like he was just disciplined, and that's what I liked about Tyson. Then I look further and I see Klitschko and I say, you know what, as a man he represents himself properly. When I look at myself, I represent a lot of people behind me, so I said, cool, I'm going to represent myself properly. So yeah, there's just that mutual respect there. That's all it is. But we're competitors. Never forget that. Gladiators that come together and go to war.
What happens? Did you always keep things a little close to the vest, knowing that you probably would fight him one day?
No, I didn't think we'll fight. I thought Wladimir wouldn't be fighting at this stage in my career.
And Germany, people want to know one thing.
Yeah.
How do you plan to beat him?
How do I plan to beat him? It's being adaptable. Okay. If I give you a plan, then I'm one-dimensional. And a fight is 12 rounds. You have to adapt. So that's what I tell you: is being able to adapt in the course of a fight. I'm not going to say I'm going to throw a jab here, a body shot here, feint here, whip it to the body. I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to watch what he does. That jab, if he rolls his jab out here, you feint up here, throw to the body, because that's up. You look for opportunity, and I adapt. That's the best way to win a fight, is being adaptable.
What happens when and if you beat Wladimir Klitschko and they say he wasn't mentally back from the loss, or he had a year off? What do you say then?
The record books will still say a win. That's what matters, man. You know what I'm saying? The record books will still say a win. And then, I'll just inspire the next youth coming up after me. All this stuff is just meant for the position you're in, so I'll never take it too personally. You know what I'm saying? It's just meant for the position I'm in, and then another youth will come, and as long as I get the win, he'll say, how did Joshua do it? And he can be inspired. So yeah, it's no problem. And I think as well, like, your environment. Your net worth is your network. You are your environment. It's just first I ask the kid, what do you want to be? And then I can go after that, because I could tell him 1,000,001 things, but if it doesn't sit with who he wants to be and who is in his DNA, then it's not going to sit with him. So first I say, what do you want to be? But I just advise him, your network is who you'll end up being. If you put a sheep with lions, the sheep will soon become a lion. Do you know what I mean? So be careful who you associate with.
How important for you is it to beat the man who beat the man?
talking about Tyson.
So Fury. No, it's not important at all. Like if Fury was still on his game, I'd say yeah, but I don't.
I mean,
It's one thing winning,
but
but this is what I'm saying. Like what you got to remember is that winning is important. But Fury won. Fury beat the man. But what's he doing now? It's not good. You have to know your plan for when you get in this position. Winning is fine, but it's the responsibility of being a champion what's important. So it would be important to beat the man. You beat the man, but it's irrelevant because I realise that he has no substance right now. You have to use your position wisely, and that's why he's still got the interest because of how he's manipulated his position and used it wisely. So Fury would be a good competition and a good fight for me, but right now it's not relevant.
Do you think he'll fight again?
I hope he does, and I hope he comes back strong. But for now, I can't really comment. I don't know.
All right, guys, we gotta go and do one upstairs.
How are you handling all this stuff, all the talk about unification and being...
Oh, we're here now. We're here now. I think it's just going to come with the territory, providing I keep on winning. If I'm getting banged out in my next 5 fights, we don't hear this talk anymore. So I think, providing I'm winning, this is what we'll continue to hear. Boxing is all based on winners. Boxing is based on winning. There's none of this, oh, he lost 3 fights, let's build him back. Nah, it's based on winning. If I'm winning, we'll talk about unifications, we'll talk about Vegas. If I'm not winning, the next man comes up and takes that position.
Right, let's go. We gotta go, guys.
Respect, yeah?
And I'm Kristal Hart reporting from Madison Square Garden. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the fights.